and welcome to the Happy Humans podcast. My name's Halle Madeleine, and each week we'll be interviewing inspiring humans from all over the world who are living examples of what happens when you pour energy into yourself so that you're better equipped to give energy to the world around you. It starts within, but it doesn't end within, because when we show up for ourselves, we show up for the world. Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of the Happy Humans podcast. My name's Halle Madeleine, and this week we'll be giving you guys an overview of what the Happy Humans project is, why it exists in the first place, and who this lady talking to you is. So basically, the Happy Humans project exists because all of us have businesses or work or passions of helping the world and serving the world, and we all have our own unique gifts and passions inside of us and visions that we're meant to bring to life and to share with the world around us, but we're not able to do that as well when we're not feeling good inside. So the Happy Humans project exists so that we can feel good, so that we're better equipped to give energy to the world around us and bring our visions to life in an aligned way. Coming from an engineering background and engineering school and very left-brained culture that I was in, and having my creativity get repressed, I encountered so much just hustle culture and burnout culture, and I ended up bringing that with me when I started my own business. So I now have a media agency for photography and videography and content creation, but when I first began, I found myself just burning out all the time and feeling stressed and tired, and bringing those learned habits and stories that I was telling myself into my business. And I remember thinking to myself that the reason I became an entrepreneur was so that I could feel good and have this freedom, but I didn't feel that way. And I was feeling so stressed all the time. And so as I went on and continued traveling the world and creating content, I thought I was living the dream life. But in January of 2019, when I went to Indonesia to shoot photos for some clients, I ended up getting in a really gnarly motorbike accident that almost cut off my leg. So it was, I'll save you the gruesome details, but there ended up being a series of complications and multiple surgeries, and spending time on crutches by myself in Indonesia, and surgeries in Minnesota, and being completely isolated from my community, my friends, my passions. And I had always been a runner and into yoga and doing photography and hiking, and I was cut off from all of that and didn't really have an outlet for a while. So I always say that this accident was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I did truly learn a lot, and it was a very dark time. It was a very dark period, but it gave me a lot of time for introspection and a lot of time to think about what I wanted my life to actually look like. So I always say that this accident was the universe just slapping me in the face with the lesson of stillness, and I ended up bringing that through with me once I came back to Colorado and continued building my business and started incorporating more stillness and meditation and practices into my life to balance myself out a little bit. So my natural habits and my natural tendencies were drifting to the very masculine, left-brained, action-oriented, go, 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 hustle side of things, which is good and so necessary, but is not as effective when it's balanced with stillness and rest and these feminine qualities, which we all have masculine and feminine inside of us. And it is my biggest passion in life to explore the balance between the two, and kind of this yin and yang of darkness and light, and how we need both to find balance and alignment. And that's unique to each person, and what that looks like for us is completely individual. So for me, I needed to learn the lesson of stillness and rest, and that was what I needed to feel good. And so I became fascinated with this concept of feeling good, and that we're better equipped to give energy to the world around us and to bring our visions to life when we actually feel good inside. And that starts with pouring energy into ourselves. So I always say that it starts within, it doesn't end within. And I love self-care and self-love, and it's so important. And there is still so much lack of this in society, but why are we doing this and using those things to then bring our visions to life and share that energy with the world around us is why the Happy Humans Project exists. So the Happy Humans Project came to life about a year after the accident, once I had become so fascinated with all of these concepts, and my own personal journey had seen so much transformation from bringing in this balance and this alignment. And I started to actually be in a place where I was helping the world with my business, but feeling good while doing so, and learning how to set boundaries and how to incorporate stillness into my natural tendencies of like go, go, go and hustle. And it looks different for everyone. So now the Happy Humans Project hosts community events in Denver, usually focused on feeling good and finding balance and building community. And I always say that my biggest focus is creating deeper connections within ourselves and the world around us. So it's all about just pouring energy into ourselves and showing up for ourselves so that we can bring our visions to life, because the visions that we receive and these dreams that we have are not on accident. If it's something that we think about every day and something that we feel called to do and that our passions align with, I fully believe that we're meant to bring this into the world. And the way that we do that is by being a clear vessel for our visions to flow through us. So what does that actually look like? What does alignment actually feel like? What does balance actually look like to each person? Are all topics that we're going to be exploring throughout this entire podcast. So I am so excited to share with you guys all of these amazing, amazing interviews of incredibly inspiring humans who are just living examples of pouring energy into themselves so that they can share energy with the world around them. So I am so stoked to share everything with you guys and loop you guys into this community and expand it beyond just our community events in Denver so that we can have this conversation around what it looks like to feel good, because we want to feel good. We want the earth to feel good. We want to save our planet. Our planet wants to feel good. Our planet wants us to feel good. So how do we create that for ourselves, for the world? And how do we do that together by connecting more deeply? And that's what we're going to explore. So I'm so excited to share all of this with you guys, and stay tuned for more. Hello, and welcome to the Happy Humans podcast. I'm so used to saying project. Okay. Which is, no. Some words happen after that. Reminder. I'm like, all of the words happen right now.
Okay, are you ready?
What's the most natural way to sit?
Think about
Like, hey! like stop.
You should.
All right. How do podcasts normally start?